class. Anyone want to ask me how my day's going? Anyone? No? Well, I won't ask you either then. Anyway, let's start the lesson. So class, who here knows about sickle cell anemia? Come on, anything? Tyler, Ashley, Aaron, Luan, John? Tyler.
The cells are sickles?
Well, you're not wrong, kid. See, to the board.
The genetic disease, sickle cell anemia, does derive its name from the shape of the cells. In this first figure, you can see a normal cell. It is round and happy and passes through cells with ease. In the second figure, you can see a sickle cell. The round shape has been mutated to form a hooked crescent shape.
Yeah, you may be wondering, what's so bad about this sickle shape? After all, who doesn't like a good popsicle? Okay. Oh, apparently you all. Well, you'd be right. This sickle shape causes all kinds of problems. For starters, as you can guess by the name, this disease causes anemia, which is when a person has a lower number of red blood cells than normal. See, sickle cells are fragile. Just like my hold on your attention, they last for a very short amount of time. See, sickle cells only last about 10 to 20 days, as opposed to regular blood cells, which can last anywhere up to 120 days. See, people with sickle cell anemia are often tired because new cells aren't being produced as quickly as they are being destroyed.
Alright, well, that's great to know, Professor, but, like, honestly, I'm tired, and I really don't want to hear nothing about having weird blood cells. Can I just dip? I really just want to get up out of here.
But wait, there's more. But seriously, there is more. Alright, people with sickle cells also suffer from episodes of extreme pain called crisis. The cells block the blood flow and can cause pain in the chest, abdomen, joints, and bones.
Whatever, man. Can we go?
And it can also cause swelling in the hands and feet because the cells inhibit blood flow to those areas.
Whatever.
And it increases the likeliness of infection. The cells can damage organs like the spleen, which are crucial to fighting infections.
Oh, man, come on.
And it can also cause growth delays in kids. The red blood cells that provide oxygen and nutrients aren't fully functional, so growth can be stunted or puberty delayed.
Yeah, we get it.
Whatever.
And it can also cause vision issues because the cells may block blood vessels in the eye and damage the retina.
I don't want that. Do any of you have it? Is it contagious? I can't deal with this. I never shall drop out of homeschool.
Cool your jets. Cool your jets now. If you don't have it now, you won't ever have to worry about it.
You think that makes sense?
Like I said before, it's a genetic disease, meaning that you're born with it. You don't just contract it later in life. But don't worry, you can only be born with it if you inherit a mutated gene from both of your parents.
So it's my parents' fault?
It would be your parents' fault if you got it. But because it follows autosomal recessive inheritance form from a single point mutation on gene 11. Now let's make a Punnett square to see how this works. See, this mutated gene causes reduced hemoglobin, a protein for transporting oxygen, in the red blood cells. The hemoglobin that is there is abnormal, and it produces the characteristic rigid sickle-shaped cells. So kids, do you know anyone with sickle cell anemia? Surprise, another round of silence from you all. Alright, well then it's time for my favorite part of science. Time for a field trip. Hello, sir. Do you mind telling us what it's like to live with sickle cell anemia disease?
Oh, sorry. I don't have...
See, look, I really don't care whether or not you have it. I'm trying to get these kids engaged in the study of science, the love of learning, the tracking of truth, etc. All that bullshit. So, I need you to have it.
Well, I don't. I'm sorry. That's sorry.
Well, I really need you to, so now you do.
Ow! My joints. What the fuck, man?
Sorry about that. But hey, on the bright side, now you can tell us what it's like.
What do you want to know?
What are some of the treatments for the disease?
Well, bone and marrow transplants are the potential cure for sickle cell anemia. And you have to be under the age of 16, so hopefully your household teacher gets it. The risk increases the older you get. So people try to relieve the symptoms and complications with medication and blood transfusion. You don't break some line, but okay. Hey, and did you guys know that the gene that's called sickle cell isn't really that bad? If a person only has one mutated copy, they have a better immunity function.
Malaria. Let the teacher do the teaching, okay? Thank you. All right, say goodbye, class. All right, so about malaria immunity. If you are heterozygous for the sickle cell gene, there's a better chance that you won't be as severely affected by malaria, since it can only be transferred through blood. See, it's affected when the blood cells are affected. Because of this evolutionary advantage, areas that have high rates of malaria infection also often have high rates of sickle cell disease, with about 10 to 40% carrying the mutation.
Wow.
All right, now let's get back to class.
Wait, what about me? What about
Now that you know more about sickle cell anemia, you may be wondering how common it is. Like we said, it had an evolutionary advantage in areas of the world affected more intensely by malaria. So it's more in places like Sub-Saharan Africa, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, Saudi Arabia, India, Turkey, Greece, and Italy. In the US, though, the CDC estimates that about 100,000 Americans are affected. 1 out of every 365 African Americans at birth are born with it, and 1 out of every 16,300 Hispanic Americans are affected by sickle cell disease. About 1 in 13 African Americans are born with the sickle cell trait. See, well, class, this has been a great lesson, don't you think? All right. Goodbye. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.
Hello, here.
One day, Eric. One day.
When I wake